Van Workum.
Okay, so let's talk about the logo we have today, people. I'll start where I got the idea from, which was from this other project I was working on. It's a pro bono project that I'm working on, and it involved mics that were from the 30s, or in reality, they were modernized versions of these mics. Either way, I really thought they were hella fucking cool. I kind of like a lot of old stuff. I really dig that type of stuff. Anyway, the mics were supposed to be a part of that logo, which they've since changed what the logo looks like now, but that's another logo for another video. So I decided to use microphones that were from the 70s, you know, the kind of ones you've seen in the movie 5 Heartbeats. And by the way, if you've never seen the movie 5 Heartbeats, you need to go see the movie 5 Heartbeats. And the 70s is the coolest time period ever in my opinion, but you know, enough of that. So at first I had this little purple one you see right up here, and I actually started to draw it, but I wasn't really committed to it. You know, it didn't feel right, so I trashed it. I didn't like it. I just said, scrap it, let's do something else. And so I went to Google and I began searching and looking at all these different pictures and of different microphones until I found the actual mic that I wanted, with the right look and the right height, and it had everything I wanted with no background. It was royalty free. So I took that one, and from there, y'all obviously know the rest of the story. So now let's talk about the process. So when I'm doing graphic design for a client, at that moment, I am not an artist. And let me explain what I mean by that. What I mean is I'm a businessman first, and I'm an artist second. I feel this is really, really freaking important, because as artists, we always want to create the most beautiful piece of artwork ever known to man that we can possibly create, you know. But in business, it's not really about all that. It's about what the client wants, you know. It's about what the client thinks is beautiful. So therefore, what I think your logo should look like is completely unimportant and irrelevant. Unless you happen to ask me my opinion, then I'll give it to you. But I believe this is important because you're paying me to create what you want, and you're paying me to create your vision and make your vision look perfect. Therefore, if I cannot draw on my own what it is you need, I will find a picture and trace, not somebody else's artwork, but a picture, and trace it, and then I will render it from there on. That is because it's about getting the job done on time and making money. Let's be honest. And clients don't have time to wait all freaking month on some graphic designer creating a logo because he wants to be all artistic about it. I said all that to say that's why y'all see me trace the microphone in the video. But notice once I was done with my line work, microphone really never ever showed up again. And that's because, well, honestly, that's all I really needed it for. The day you honest truth, The logo, though, took me a few hours to create, and I'm speaking of just the line work, and that's because when I want smooth lines and not no jagged lines with a lot of jiggle to them, I'm really meticulous with my lines, so I take my time. So that took me a few hours to do. Rendering the color effects of the first one took me about a day. Took me a full day to do that one, and it took me a day to do the line work and the color rendering for the second one. See, that's because all I had to do was just duplicate the line work I did for the first logo. Then I used the warp tool inside PROCREATE to distort the mic in a way that looked more like a stylized kind of head with a little pompadour hairstyle, sort of. So, however, that logo only took the color variations for those logos only took me a few hours, to be honest with you. It didn't take me that long, and it only took me a few hours because I had to decide which color combinations look good and which ones actually look trash. So in total, I'd say it took me about 3.5 days to do the first logo with 4 variations. Honestly, it would take me about 4 or 5 days actually to do a logo like this, with the 8 variations, and that's because I'm actually creating the damn logo. I'm not Googling a bunch of logos, and I'm not Frankensteining a bunch of freaking pictures together and charging you like I created it, nor am I buying stock logos, and yes, that's the thing, and charging and changing just a little bit of this and a little bit of that and charging you like it's an original piece of work. No, that's not what we do here, and that's not what I do. I'm creating it from scratch. I have an actual design process, people, and meeting you and talking to you and getting to know you and your personality, that's all part of my process. I'm not trying to become your best friend, but knowing a little bit about you really does help me bang out my logos and make good ones. And yes, purchase stock logos, that is a thing, a very common thing. And honestly, if you paid anyone less than about $100 for a logo, I hate to tell you this, but that's exactly how they made it. They didn't create it, it was already done, and they changed some stuff. So lastly, what's my price? How do you contact me? How long will it take me to do your logo? And plenty of other questions you guys are probably already thinking of. So let's just honestly get right to the point. Time frame is honestly dependent on how simple or complex your logo is. It's really that simple. Simple ones get done fast because it doesn't take that lot. The design process is very short. It's not a lot of talking, not a lot to understand. Complex logos, well, they take longer, but the wait is truly worth it, I can promise you. So price, it goes based on the size of your business and complexity. The bigger your business, the more I may charge you. The smaller your business, the less your logo may be. But if you do need a number, if you have to have a number, I'd say start at about $250. But again, remember, it could be cheaper than that, or it could be more than that. It really depends on the needs of your logo and what it is you want and how complex or simple it is. So let's talk about how you can reach me. I can be reached by going to my website, Maximusgaut.com, and click on the envelope icon if you want to email me, or click on the phone icon if you just want to text me or actually shoot me a phone call. You can also message me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. All these usernames for all these social media accounts, they're in the description. So just tap on the title and expand it, and you'll see them down below, along with links to all the merch that I'll be selling, that I've created so far. So all you have to do is just go to Maximusgaut.com and look at the bottom or top of each page. Search for the appropriate social media logo outlet that you wish to contact me on. Click it, and it'll take you right to the profile page of that particular social media. And then from there, you can just message me. All my important information also is in every description, and it's on the about page of my YouTube channel. So those are 2 places you can always look if you ever want to know how to email me or shoot me a text or inbox or something. And lastly, let's talk about my next 2 videos real quick. I'm working on this Nappy Pride t-shirt design. We'll talk in the video where the inspiration came from, but I'm currently working with that one. That one's almost done. And then I got this other one, which is going to be like an afro, a man with a big afro, and he's going to be the sun shining down on the earth. And there's going to be stars and galaxies in the background. It's going to be really cool, so y'all going to want to see that one. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, because that's the only way you're going to be notified when the video drops. And as always, see you in the next video.